Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you, the P button doesn't unpause. This is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Sky and Infi here on Turtle Rock. This is a WarCraft 3 game. This is not StarCraft 2 set in the medieval ages. Anyways, Infi spawning here over as the Night Elf player, quickly getting the Altar of Elders and the Moonwell, most likely going to set up an Ancient of War here to do some creeping. And now it is going to in fact be a close spawn, so Sky, being the annoying human player that he is, may try to do some harassment here. Now trying to draw the aggro from those hatchlings and perhaps try to take down this Ancient of War, and this Ancient of War in the wrong position, at the wrong place, at the wrong time. And that Ancient of War now getting focused and taking a fair amount of damage, now trying to pull back. There, that Ancient of War at 272 hit points. Pretty dangerous, but nicely done by Infi. Infi pulling one of his own Wisp over to try to draw that aggro away, and that Ancient of War will be able to complete. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that. Will be able to complete without any real issue. The second militia now coming over to try to come in as well. As that building is being completed, it does have light armor, so it does take more damage, but that Ancient of War should be able to complete, and once it is completed, it will have fortified armor, and that piercing damage will deal almost nothing against those units. All it takes is one Wisp to try to repair it. And now back goes those militia. Now since this is a close spawn, Sky may try to do a very strong tower push. I do not see a lumber mill just quite yet. Sky's sitting on 40 or 50, so it doesn't have quite enough for a lumber mill. So we don't see mass militia just quite yet. But really, militia being called to arms and then running over here on a close spawn, a very common tactic. But these two players are coming from the same team, from the World Elite Pepsi team, so perhaps they're trying to be good-mannered and not going to try to do anything too cheesy whatsoever. And no, I spoke too soon, as we are now going to have 5 militia come on over and try to start this harassment. This scout farm down to 80 hit points now, and now more archers need to be produced. This is going to be a very difficult fight, as those footmen and those militia are able to deal so much damage towards these archers. I do not see a Hunter's Hall and up just quite yet, and now Infi is going to be having the fight of his life. Really needs more and more Moonwells. It needs to get some Fan of Knives out to try to deal damage towards these units. And really, the trees are able to fight back, but unless you're fighting next to a tree, it doesn't really help. Shadow Strike Militia now coming in as well. Archmage's going to drop in some water elementals, and this is not going to be good at all. Just a bad spawn. Human players love close spawns here on Turtle Rock, and this is the reason why those militia now back into peasant form, as those back in the peasant form, so they are not going to not have the same amount of DPS. Originally, they move faster and have the same DPS as a footman, just not the same amount of hit points, although they do have larger amounts of armor. And now footmen continue to push on in. An Ancient of War coming over here. We have one archer playing ring around the Ancient of War, trying to get in some quick hits. Another Shadow Strike, another footman gonna get taken down. Down it goes. And now 2 archers against 1 footman. Footman not going to be enjoying that fight. Back over here, we have a Hunter's Hall being placed down by Infi. So Infi hiding us Hunter's Hall may be able to hold off on this whole entire attack. And once he's able to start producing Huntresses. Huntresses are a very strong counter towards these footmen and these militia with that additional bounce. Also, they do not have normal armor or medium armor, so that the damage is not multiplied by 50 against those archers. Now we have the Archmage coming on in and may be able to focus a 1 or 2 or perhaps catch an archer. Very nice micro coming in from Infi. Infi pulling 1 archer away while letting the 2 archers continuing the fight, and now going to pull those archers back again. The Archmage does have Dust of Appearance, so those archers cannot hide in peace during nightfall, as that Warden is now in a little bit of a precarious situation, able to back out, now getting some additional Moonwell juice, gonna focus the Shadow Strike off on that footman. Footman may get taken down by his own team there, but that footman down to 42 hit points. Needs 1 more hit to really get taken down, I think, if my approximations are correct. 1 footman down it goes, a quick detonation. If we get more detonation, that Water Elemental may feed the level 2 to that Warden. Warden now just fighting in this base. Tree of Life getting in on the action, trying to dish out some damage as well. That Archer very low on hit points, now getting some Moonwells, Moon Juice, as well as those Archers pulling to the back. Needs to focus down, and now level 2 on that Warden, so that Warden, seeing that level 2, may be able to get some more damage done. More footmen, more militia still offering a lot of pressure. Archmage sitting at level 1, no level 2 just quite yet. Those archers all hiding in the back of the base, and now going to try to focus and perhaps one of those footmen. And now back over here, this gold mine getting taken down. So that is a very dangerous position for a Night Elf player to be in. Once that gold mine gets taken down, it's going to be very, very difficult to try to get any additional gold. Down goes another Moonwell, so only 2 Moonwells left, and now we have an Ancient of Protector. Dust of Appearance used. These archers are not revealed though, but however, we may be able to focus another archer. There it goes. Peasants coming back out. Militia and a peasant trying to take down this Moonwell over here, and now level 2 on that Archmage, so the Archmage will be able to get some Brilliance Aura and drop some more and more units as well, drop more and more water elementals. Back over here, we do have one peasant sitting over here, or sorry, one wisp sitting in the base, acting as a little bit of a scout. Tree of Life getting in on this fight. Are we going? Yeah, those huntresses coming out, and that bounce just really taking their toll on Sky's army. And now, the archer coming back in. Those 2 footmen are not in the right place at the right time. Gonna take a fair amount of damage. But Warden does not have enough for a Shadow Strike. However, the water elementals are gonna be a good counter towards those huntresses. Those huntresses are unarmored, so they take additional damage from piercing that the water elemental does deal. And huntresses continuing to move in, trying to hold off this constant pressure that Sky and Infi are. That Sky is constantly pressing in, and Infi just trying to hang on this whole entire fight. Huntress may be forced to pull back as those militia come in. Those water elementals do move a little bit slower as an Ancient of Wonders now coming in. As those huntresses, if they're able to get a lot of bounce off on those militia are going to are going to start feeding additional. Yeah, nice Fan of Knives getting a lot of kills there, and another detonation denying the mana from that Archmage. So Footman now getting focused, and more huntresses continuing to fight. A nice micro from every single side. Militia coming in, but those militia are just continuing to feed that the Warden more and more experience. That Warden sitting at level 2. Maybe able to get to level 3. Level 3 right there, and things are not looking good at all. Another footman down to 39 hit points. Down it goes, and now with the Warden sitting at level 3, the Archmage of Sky is going to be forced to pull back and regroup. Huntresses continuing to catch a lot of these units in transition. Another militia pulling back as well. Another footman coming in, and things are not looking good for Sky. Sky taking a lot of damage pretty needlessly throughout this whole entire fight as those militia continuing to give chase, and Infi pulling away. So Sky losing with his primary race against Infi's secondary race in this matchup, as Infi now going to go ahead and move on in, perhaps get another Fan of Knives. No, all those peasants do not want to take any Fan of Knives. That Warden wants to come on in and try to take them down. Back over here, militia and footmen continuing to give chase against this whole entire huntress and archer fight. I'm going to go ahead and take this time to say stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Infi and Sky here on Turtle Rock.